Well, here we are, the final episode of Island Nation. And what a journey it's been. I started this series around 7 months ago, and I never expected it to grow as much as it did. But with City Skylines 2 on the horizon, it's time to move on. In this last episode, I want to go through the history of Island Nation and take a glimpse into the future. Island Nation started as an idea. I chose a map, which was Land of the Isles, from Map Pack 2. And by the end of the first episode, Redstone was born, the first city in Island Nation. Over the next few episodes, Redstone continued to develop, industry got established, and city services made Redstone a safer place. By the fourth episode, Redstone had some huge low-density residential expansion, and by episode 5, we started to build some medium-density housing. Redstone then got a brand new interchange, and its oil industry flourished. Things were really shaping up. The next time I worked on Redstone was in episode 10, where we created Redstone Central Park, connecting it to the open-air shopping mall and the modern shopping district. Plus, we also built Redstone Station. Then, in episode 14, I built one of my most ambitious projects to date. We built Redstone Peak, which is a district on top of a mountain, and it's only connected via cable car. Lastly, in episode 17, we started getting ready for City Skylines 2 by building the countdown clock. But what does a modern day Redstone look like? Well, let's take a look. A financial district has been built near Redstone Station. It's a very busy area, packed with people. The new financial district has really changed the shape of the skyline. But that's not the only new thing in the skies. Redstone now has a custom-built international airport. This new airport takes up a lot of space, making it the biggest airport in Island Nation. The highway in front of the airport also got an upgrade, giving it easy access to the airport. The outer areas of Redstone also got some love, with some more low-density residential and a new sports park. Overall, Redstone has to be my favourite city in Island Nation. It was the very first city, and I just really love how it turned out. The next city to be built in Island Nation was Bluewater. Starting off as a small coastal town, it soon had some rapid expansion, especially once the Redstone Bluewater train line was established and new city services were built. A lot of progress was made in episode 9, with a new sports park and beachfront stadium. Then, in episode 13, we built the iconic beach resort, which included a modern shopping district and a trendy suburban neighbourhood. By this point, Bluewater had grown a lot. And lastly, in episode 17, we built the Careers Library in anticipation for City Skylines 2. But what does a modern day Bluewater look like? Well, let's take a look. Bluewater now has an airport, and the suburban district of Bluewater Hill has expanded even more. There is also now a shopping mall in Bluewater, and there's an expo centre next to it. Plus, another stadium has been built. And lastly, the suburban area of Bluewater Mountains was expanded even more. Bluewater is one of the smaller cities in Island Nation, but it was fun to build a city closer to the beach, and I really enjoyed its tropical vibe. The third city in Island Nation was Yellow Hill. Yellow Hill is an African-inspired city and was totally different to anything else we had done. The city was only connected to the others via train line, and its suburban area featured dirt roads and decorative rocks, making it super unique. In episode 12, we built a stunning hilltop temple, and the city had some massive expansion. Plus, we also built an ore industry area. In episode 15, we added a bunch of new buildings to the city, and continued to decorate it with rocks and parks, giving Yellow Hill its own distinct look that made it feel so different from any other city in Island Nation. And lastly, we built the Plaza of the Future. But what does a modern day Yellow Hill look like? Well, let's take a look. Yellow Hill City has grown even more and has actually turned out bigger than I ever expected. It has a brand new small airport near the industry area, meaning people can now enter Yellow Hill from trains or planes. Yellow Hill was such a unique build, which really took me out of my comfort zone. But for trying something different and being happy with how it turned out, it made me feel really accomplished. I loved Yellow Hill for its uniqueness, and that's all thanks to the Africa in Miniature content creator pack, which inspired me to start this city. The fourth and final city in Island Nation is Evergreen. Evergreen is a newer city, which started in episode 16. It has a bit more of a futuristic vibe, and it ended up growing really quickly. And although Evergreen is one of our newer cities, it may have had one of the biggest transformations. So, what does a modern Evergreen look like? Well, let's take a look. Evergreen has grown a lot, featuring several new skyscrapers, becoming one of the most densely populated cities in Island Nation. Several new science and technology buildings were added, giving Evergreen that futuristic look. A new stadium has also been added in the city, and its suburban area was also expanded. Plus, Evergreen also has a new airport. Even though Evergreen was a newer city, it actually turned out to be one of the biggest in Island Nation. With its massive skyscrapers, it really sets itself apart from the rest. Island Nation is a series which is quite special to me because it is the series which started my YouTube career. I've sunk countless hours into this series, and if just one person out there finds enjoyment in this series, I feel like that's my job accomplished. I am forever grateful to everyone who has supported me to this moment. If you've seen any of my videos, if you've liked the video, left a comment, thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. With City Skylines 2 on the horizon, I'm very excited for what's to come. And I'm happy to announce the name of my first ever City Skylines 2 series will be Vanilla Valley. Stay tuned for more information in the future. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the final episode of Island Nation. I'll see you again in the next series.